Except it won't go back further than... Yeah. Boy. Well, I guess there was no point coming here, because I don't even remember who it was. It was...
Alright.
Pretty sure it was...
Alright.
No, it wasn't Marissa. I'm pretty sure it was, Kisai.
I'm gone. Done. I'm gone.
Wasn't Juliet.
Alright. Alright.
So I didn't miss anyone, right? I don't think so. Well.
Alright.
Doesn't look like, let me try talking to Fall from Grace. See if she has anything new to say.
Yes?
I have some questions about our travels. Yeah, Rebel said you were tormented. Are you in pain? Fall from Grace is silent for a moment, her gaze becoming distant. When she turns back to you, her eyes are a strange shade of azure, a shade that speaks of sadness and tears. Ravel sees much with her black brambled eyes, some things which are hidden to others' eyes, even things about their own natures. She shakes her head slowly. Sometimes the pain makes itself known. I have learned it is a difficult thing to turn on one's nature. Are you going to be alright? She smiles very faintly and she meets your gaze. Yes, you are kind to ask. The pain still makes itself known, but I came to terms with my nature many centuries ago. Grace stops you before you can continue. I thank you for asking about my well-being. Your concern is not unwelcome. Just checking on you there.
Yes?
Let's talk about our companions. So what does she think of me right now? I'd like to know your thoughts on my situation. Do you know anything else that might prove useful? Okay, so we can't ask her all this new stuff. One thing. Ravel made me immortal. And that in itself is telling. This is not your natural state, which leads to the next question. Why did you wish to become immortal? Do you have any knowledge as to why Ravel did such a thing? I don't know, not yet. Okay. When I spoke to Ravel, she said that the tattoos on my skin spoke of a war of fiends. A war of fiends is undoubtedly means the blood war. Fall from Grace nods. You know, the grey waste, the plain where Ravel made her home, often finds itself the contested ground in that conflict. Perhaps whatever brought you to Ravel involved the blood war? It's possible, I guess. The Pillar of Skulls told me that I cast a shadow on existence. Anything touched by Ravel's magics are seldom of benefit to anyone, it seems. Fall from Grace's voice drops. It makes one wonder how many times you have died and taken another with you. Tria said there is a keeper in this Fortress of Regrets. It seems to me you must find this keeper and speak to him. I think the conversation would prove most illuminating. It would seem that this keeper does not want your mortality recovered. Okay. Yeah, he won't be disappointed then. Alright, someone did mention talking to Dakon again. Trying to get his stats up. I don't really think I missed any dialogue paths with him, so I'm kind of confused about why. Guess I could just go down the list. looking at his sword. Already asked all that. Ask about our travels, I suppose. Ask about Sigil. Um... Tell me of how I saved you. Oh, okay, here we go. There's a memory coming back. Everything around you is in turmoil. Your vision is hazy, swirling, dizzying, all at once. There is mist, pockets of fire, islands of mudstone, and ice-covered rocks swimming through the plane like fish, and impacting and dissolving, droplets of water arching through the howling air and lashing your skin like teeth. You choke back your nausea and you steady yourself. This is the plane of limbo. All is chaos. Nothing is stable. You focus on the dying man that lies before you. It is why you have come to this place. See if he still lives. The man is a Githeri, his body embedded in an earthen pocket that swirls around him. Unconsciously, he has formed a grave from the elements, and though bits of fire and water lick at his face, he does not respond. His hands are ashen, his coal-black eyes focusing on nothing. His emaciated frame speaks of starvation, but you know it is the least of his wounds. It is faith that dealt him the immortal blow. The mortal blow, sorry. Look for the blade he carries. In his limp left hand is a twisted mass of metal, its surface having melted around his hand like a gauntlet. As you watch, it steams and hisses like a diseased snake. The Githeri does not seem to be aware of it, but it is that weapon that has brought you here. Dakon, Zerth of Shraklor, drowning, last brother of the Karash blade, I know that I have come to you with the words of Therthamon, carved not in chaos but in stone, carved by the will in an unbroken circle. At the word Zerthamon, Dakon's eyes roll in their sockets and they attempt to focus on you. With effort he cracks his mouth to speak, but only a dry hiss emerges. You bring forth the stone from your pack and hold it before him so he can see. Know that the words of Therthamon inscribed upon this stone are true, and know that your divided mind need be divided no longer. All you must do is take the stone and you shall know yourself again. Dakon's eyes flicker over the unbroken circle of Therthamon, and for a moment you think he might be too close to death to recognize it. Then the right hand twitches and he pulls it slowly from its earthen prison, and clumps of earth streaming off it become water in Limbo's chaotic winds. His skeletal hands clutch the stone like a drowning man, and his eyes flash. Know that I saved your life, Dakon, Zerth of Shraklor.
Updated my journal.
6,000 experience. Dakon's eyes turn from the stone and flicker over you, and he hisses again, too dry for a moment to muster the words. He blinks slowly, then speaks, his voice barely above a whisper. But the words are what you wanted to hear. My life is yours until yours is no more. Okay. So you got the circle from me? Yes, I'm knowing its words. I knew myself. What was the other incarnation like? Dakon? Know that he was different. That the differences were not marked on the skin, nor in the way of the weapon, nor in the attire that cloaked him. Know that he was different in the way of thought and the means he acted upon his thoughts. His will became substance. Know that he saw others and did not see them. He knew only how they could serve him. His heart was treacherous, and it was cold, and he never did its coldness burn. Never did its coldness burn him. Did he ever touch you, Dakon? Did he betray you? Did he touch you? I said, did it ever touch you? Dakon's blade begins bleeding into a dull, flat black, and you watch his edges, like teeth, begin sprouting from the edge of the blade. His face clenches, and he speaks through his teeth. It is not my will you know of this. Tell me, I surrendered my word to him. I surrendered myself. Okay, so it's the same thing. I think I probably had read that before. What's the service? So we know I saved his life. I think I have already read this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's give you a circle of Zerathamon. Okay, so I think the circle of Zerathamon is actually what I have to use to unlock his stat boost. I don't know that I can do it. The small round stone appears to be a religious text that Dakon carries. It is made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another. The complexity of the plates and the intricacy of their links prove the text was constructed by a master artisan. Can't figure out how to unlock the plates. Okay, so I guess I don't
Done.
have high enough stats
Right.
to use it.
Ah, the sweet smell of sensates and governors.
It's kind of
All
too
right.
bad.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
But we'll save that for the next playthrough. And, I don't know when that'll be. Assuming we can get through this one. Even if I can't get through this one, I might do another playthrough. But I'd be leaving this game for some time just to get it out of my system. It's like haunting me in the back of my mind. To buy something. Yeah, I keep thinking, oh, I've got to play it. I've got to do it. This is a nice hammer. I think it might be nicer than the one I have. Although I probably won't use both hammers and axes. I don't think we have anybody lawful good enough to use that. I think I'll buy some more heart charms. Even though people have... Oh, well, I'll buy that one then. People have told me I don't, get that too. An extra raised dead. How many of these does she have? 4. I'll get 5, so... Oh, it is? One for each of the party then. Just in case. Dread Bond. Immunity to panic. Is that a, ring? Bracelet. Ashes of the Pablum. If I'm not mistaken, she might have some new items. I'm not quite sure. I don't... Summons Traylons. Oh. Not usable by mages. Yeah, I don't remember these things. I think I'll buy that then. Gotta make sure I... Oops. Don't run out of money, but... Heart of the Forester summons the Somian. But these aren't that good, though. Usable only by evil and neutral. I guess I'm neutral. So, I guess maybe she had those items before and I didn't realize. I gotta think about what I'm actually gonna use here. What items I'm actually gonna use and which I'm just shuffling around with. I guess she can use these. gonna be his to use, so I just have to use it from the inventory then. Okay, so he's gonna copy this spell. That's a level 4 spell, I think. Yeah. I think I'll have that instead of Elemental Strike. Actually, that might be the same thing. Oh, you know what it is? Damn. I should have looked at that before. I could have given that attack on. Well, I think this might be fire damage. 2 through 8 points of damage. Just says missile. But just in case, I'm gonna use this one just in case that other one is fire damage and some might be immune to that. I don't know, I guess it's kind of a waste of a spell. Man, that pisses me off when I do stuff like that. Bothers me. Oh, I just kind of jumped the gun there. Okay. Couple healing items each. Okay, I guess I'll hang on to the rest of this stuff just in case. Not taking up too much inventory. There's quite a few open slots. I think I'll give these to Anna. Oh, she can't use them. I think they're usable only by fighters, actually. Yeah. Well, switch that out with the iron pry bar, I guess. Have to remember I have those. Oops. I do want to see your merchandise. Let's look at the, let's see, the cube figurine I know is for moderns. I'm not gonna, oops, I just bought that without even realizing. 123 copper, okay, I didn't spend that much. Jug with a monster in it. Okay, front of the store. Baby oil. No. 1,000. Okay, we'll take a look at this. I've been curious about that, actually. Back of the store. Rune-covered ale stein, which I think is a, something we already had. Don't need it. So there's just the, metallic figurine. How much was that? 1,500. No. I think we're going to take that. I think that's something to do with getting a Modron as a party member, but I'm not going to change my party lineup, and I don't really want to go through that quest. I'll save it for next time. Gotta save some stuff. Been told there's a monster trapped inside of it. Okay. I don't know if we want to use that right now. Don't know if that summons something or... And then the Codex of the Inconceivable. We'll use that. What you would first take it to be a rather unassuming book held close by a tiny brass lock is in actuality bound in strange leathers and enchanted bronze. It is labeled simply the Codex of the Inconceivable. Open. Oh, 1,000 experience just for opening it. You unlock the book's binding and open it. As you glance over the tome's contents, your jaw drops. You stand spellbound, flipping through its pages. Its contents are simply too much to be described. Mere words seem powerless to explain in the wonders. Okay. What was it? I don't know what to say. Oh, show him the codex. See if he gets anything out of it. Mort floats over your shoulder to examine the codex's contents. His eyes nearly pop from their sockets as they scan the pages. Oh, wow. You stand thoughtfully for a moment, looking down at the codex before closing it and reverently putting the tome away. Okay.